各位观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎来到周一详谈，我是 Katrina Chen 陈伟珍。今天非常高兴能够带我们来到本拿比的市政府。大家都知道我在 Burnaby 做过多年的学务委员，然后省议员，也跟我们 Burnaby 的市政府有非常多的互动跟合作。那今天很高兴呢，我请来我们 Burnaby 非常受欢迎 very popular mayor 我们的市长 Mike Hurley。Welcome to our show.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm really pleased to do this.
Well, I know we've worked together for many years and you've done a lot of work for the local community. Can you just briefly tell us about what type of services that the city provides to local citizens? What type of things people normally come to the city or come to you to inquire about?
Yeah, well, the city provides a wide array of services, and that would include, looking after roads and streets and critical infrastructure like sewers and water. Those would be one at the primary, but we also do our community centers where we have many programs for seniors, and we run hundreds of programs each year. Plus, our cultural diversity, we do a lot of that. Police and fire, we provide for police and fire as well. But probably our most important thing that we do in the city is our zoning. And zoning allows us to plan for the future with housing and for businesses where they're going to go. So that's a really critical part of what we do and what we spend a lot of our time at council meetings going through to get to that right level of housing and the right type of housing. But we also in recent years we've been helping the province with childcare, as you know, and you're very passionate about. And the housing shortages and affordable housing. So we've stepped kind of out of our comfort zone into those, but we believe that it's a very important thing to do for our community, and we see the needs, and we're trying to fill those gaps best we can.
Totally. You're the first guest that I have that mentioned childcare before I do. So thank you so much for that. And we can see this is where you have your meetings. People can come here to join public meetings where you have debates. Do you have debates at all?
Well, last night we had many debates.
Okay.
We were here for, it was almost a 4-hour meeting. So lots of debates around a new community center.
Right.
And where that's going to be and around bike lanes and that's good. That's healthy when we have good debate, respectful debate.
Right.
Which as chair, I'm very. That's a very important piece for me to make sure that everyone feels comfortable speaking,
of course,
and given their perspective. And while we may not agree, everyone's entitled to their opinion. So that's important.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about housing and childcare, and I do want to ask, how do you think Burnaby is doing differently from other municipalities, and especially other cities, similar size like Richmond or Vancouver? Or Vancouver is a little unique, I understand, but what are you doing differently than other cities when it comes to housing?
Well, I think we work very closely with our school district when it comes to childcare.
Right.
And so we work very closely with them to see their needs, and we share facilities.
Right.
And we apply for funding together.
That's right.
So, we've really got to a good place there, I think. But we do recognize that childcare is one of the biggest needs for our community, and we're trying to work with whoever we can, private developers or public, to make sure that we're providing the spaces needed. Housing is a very passionate for me.
Yes.
It's probably why I got into this job in the first place. But we have 20% of all our development must have affordable housing.
Wow. Okay.
That's one of the new rules that we brought in. Plus when there's a new development and people get displaced, we have very important plans in place that those that are getting displaced must be looked after and offered space in the new building when that building is redeveloped at the same rents as when they left. So I think we're ahead of the curve. I think we have the most progressive policies in Canada when it comes to that. So we've really took some great strides to provide housing. Is it ever enough?
Right.
It doesn't seem like it's ever enough, but we will keep pushing and pushing to ensure that the right type of housing being built for families, seniors, and you can see just across the way there's a new seniors facility being built right now. So, so we've really gone to a great lengths to ensure that Burnaby's meeting the housing needs of all people, not just a few.
Right. Well, this is not a secret that I'm a proud Burnabarian, and when I used to be in cabinet provincially, I traveled across the province, and whenever people talk about housing and childcare, I have to say Burnaby often come up as an example of, you know, you mentioned about how do we protect renters, local residents, redevelopment process to make it more thoughtful for our local redevelopment and transitions into older buildings to newer buildings. I think Burnaby has definitely done a lot of good work in that, and you as the mayor in the past many years have been playing a really critical role with your councillors. Childcare as well, you know, the school district collaboration I think is really critical, that we've worked really well together. What are some of the other issues that you often see people coming forward, especially from the Chinese language community, to the city? I know I often hear when I was in MLA, like small business permit applications. I know people invite you to a lot of events. I've seen a lot of your photos to events. What are the other things that stand out for you?
Well, as far as the you know, being able to reach out to the city, we have developed a new one-stop shop where people can go there and be directed to the right place. It's a new service that's being provided at the city. I can get you the phone number for that as we go through, but I really take it to heart when people say they have trouble getting through to the right person in the city. So we have developed a new public service, and it's a one-stop where people can phone in and be directed to the right person to manage their what they're asking about. Should that be permits or whatever anyone in the public would like to do. So that's new in the city.
Great.
And it's really making a big difference, I think, and it's also provided for in many different languages. So
I was just going to ask that.
Hopefully that helps.
But
you know, we continuously try to improve, and that will, I'm sure there'll be more improvements we can make to that too. But it's important to me and the council that that we're meeting the needs of most of the public all the time.
Of course. I'm really happy to hear about this one stop because when people come to my MLA office and ask about city issues, I am really blessed that I get to know you, I know your staff, and then I can refer them directly to you. But a lot of people, if they don't know a politician, they don't know where to go. So this phone line, people can call in with any question, and served in many languages, including Chinese?
Yes.
Cantonese? Okay, perfect. And I know you have a very diverse city staff members who speaks multiple languages and from diverse background as well. Can they come in here in person in City Hall? Because when I come here, sometimes I see people coming in as well to do their taxes and drop off things.
People are all welcome to come here, and they can meet with that one-stop shop here too, and find out where they, you know, to be directed more, you know, so that they understand where to go and talk to the right people.
That's wonderful to hear. Well, anything that you think that you would like to accomplish in your, hopefully, years to come? I know you have a lot of support from local residents who want to see you as a mayor for a long time. Anything you would particularly like to accomplish in the coming few years?
Well, I think, you know, that everyone feeling that they can come to City Hall and be welcome and to feel like they're being heard. And that's very important to me and my leadership style. You know, I go and talk to many people all the time, but you know, there's so much to do on the housing front, and we plan on really carrying that forward. I mean, we've started our new housing corporation, which I forgot to mention, which is going to provide, you know, quicker housing and cut through much of the red tape. Hopefully we can deliver a lot quicker for affordable housing with our new housing corporation. I'm very excited about that, and I think that's going to deliver great things for our city on the housing front. But you know, we are doing community plans right now. That's a big part of developing new guidelines for how our city operates, about how our city plans for the future. We have done a lot of public engagement like it's never been seen almost 2 years of public engagement.
Wow.
Thousands and thousands of responses from many different people. So we want our whole community to be engaged in that process so that they understand how decisions are made and why decisions are made. And so that's very, very important, I think, for people to feel like they're part of the city, not just in the city, but part of the city. Those are the things I would like to see.
That's incredible. It sounds like you really want to welcome a lot of people to come to your office, come to the city and have a conversation. And I know, actually, I don't know if the audience know, Mayor Hurley actually ran last time without any opponent running against him. And I think that's because probably, I think one of the reasons is your really open door policy. Yeah. So thank you so much, Mayor. I look forward to bringing many, many more people to have conversations with you to learn about the work that you do for the city and all, the work that we can do all together.
Yeah, and thank you. And through those conversations, I learn a lot too. And that's important, that I get to understand what's going on with people from all different cultures. I've learned so much as mayor and I'll continue to learn, and that's the part I enjoy.
Thank you so much, Mayor. It's great to have you on the show and hope that we'll get you back again next time.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
那王白金市议员很高兴你也能跟我们分享几句话。我知道你在这边本地本拿比服务非常多年，选民服务大家也是挺称赞的哦。那能不能够分享一下您对选民服务的一些心得？
是这样，就是我们作为民意代表，作为议员的话，实际上除了面对很多我们城市要去运营的方面的事务，那很多方面其实说我们有很多的这个声音呢，来自于基层，来自于市民，所以呢，我们是很愿意呢来跟市民来沟通。那市民呢，其实往往因为市议员是跟我们市民互动可能是最多的，所以我们会收到很多各方面的议题，有些属于我们管的，但我们很乐意积极的推动；有些是属于像我们之前我们这个 Katrina 的我们省议员和我们国会议员负责的范畴，我们呢因为也有很好的这样的一些联络呢，我们也可以来一起来通过跟各级政府的联系呢，来为我们的市民呢解决他们的一些问题。
有没有哪一些议题是选民最常去找你的？
那根据不同的阶段哈，就是说，比如说到了地税的季节呢，那地税的问题哈，那最近我们因为去年我们省政府的这个有关房屋的政策的新政的实施，那有关这方面的这个政策的话呢，也有很多市民的来访问，所以呢，因为我们市议员是每天面对的市民的基本的这样的一些议题，所以很多的议题呢都有吃喝拉撒，包括我们的基础设施，包括各个方面的哈，因为市议员他其实负责所有的跟我们市政发展和社区建设有关系的议题，实际上是蛮多方面的。
是的，非常谢谢你。那现在我们很高兴能够请到我们本拿比最年轻的市议员古元 Alison Gu。那想要请问您一下，我知道您在住房问题上面一直是非常努力的，可不可以解释一下我们本拿比在住房政策上有什么比较特别或是特别重要的部分？
有很多其实。第一是我们 Burnaby 有一个 policy， 就是要求每一个新的楼盘有包括可负担房屋，这是我们是很骄傲的一个 policy。我们刚刚本拿比市长和市议员通过了一个 Burnaby Housing Authority，我们成立这个 authority 就是因为我们希望可以更快的开发更多的可负担房屋。我是我们 Burnaby Housing Authority 的 Vice Chair， 所以我们是很希望可以更加可负担房屋。然后第三就是我们知道我们本拿比市有很多地，所以我们用这个地来跟省政府和加拿大政府一起合作做housing project。我们已经有16个 housing project。都是可负担房屋。我们也是知道是需要 tenant protection，所以我们也有一个 policy， 就是如果是您是一个 renter，就是可以保护你可以搬进去一个新的房子。
OK， 而且我们的 Alison 呢，不只是这个在住房上面有非常多的研究，我知道你在环境保护上也是非常一直为很多年轻人为我们的下一代发声，我觉得很不容易，而且 Alison 在每一次选举都永远是最高票当选哦，很不容易。不只是受到我们华语社区的这个喜爱，受到我们年轻族群的喜爱，其实本地很多居民都非常非常喜欢看到这样子年轻有活力、有很多热情、也很多想法的年轻的政治人物进到我们的真的市议会来为大家发声。Can you share a little bit if a young, diverse background individuals and professionals want to join politics? What are some of the advice that you can share with them?
Be authentic, be passionate. I think one example is yourself. You came
I'm not that young anymore though.
You look young.
I started young.
You look young. You came into politics because you were driven by a personal ambition. You were driven because of your personal experiences and your challenges in accessing childcare, and that led you to develop some of the leading childcare in the country and the policies and programs around that. So I think because you're so authentic in your desire to make change, people see that. People see when you want to deliver on politics, not because you want power, not because you want fame or because you want to make a name for yourself. They see when you're actually passionate about making change. And so any advice to young people is that you do have the power to make the change. You do. And
That's a good one.
I believe that all of us has the power to make an impact on people, whether it's individual impacts or systemic impacts. All of them make change. Culture requires change, and policy requires culture change.
100%. And, you know, disclaimer, I never paid Alison anything to compliment me, but I think what you said is so true. It's so important to have diverse lived experiences to coming to politics. So it's so great to see you again, and thank you so much for having a conversation with us, Alison.
谢谢。
那我们现在很高兴能够欢迎我们另外一位在本拿比本地服务非常多年，曾经当过省议员，然后现在是我们市议员，本拿比市议员的李灿明李议員。Welcome, Richard.
你好，我咧係李燦明啊，咁咧就喺Burnaby咧，以前做過省議員咯，好似你咁嘅。咁咧就而家咧喺市嗰度服務啦，咁已經服務咗2年啦。咁喺呢度咧就其實咧市裏邊嘅好多市政咧係同我哋市民咧係息息相關嘅。咁咧好似我哋警察局啦、消防局啊、我哋公園嘅管理啊，同埋咧我哋好多社區嘅中心咧，其實呢啲咧即係對我哋咧市民嚟講咧係每日常咧都接觸到嘅。咁另外一方面咧，好似治安問題咧，亦都相當之重要咯。治安好似我哋喺每個城鎮啦，每一個中心啦，我哋有4個中心啦。咁呢4個中心裏邊咧，當然有啲一啲公共安全嘅問題，有時咁呢啲咧都係我哋市民關心嘅問題咯。同時咧，亦都係好似我哋嘅呢個市政方面啦，好似稅收嘅問題我哋係咪每年加呢個地稅，然後咧又唔知去咗邊度咧咁樣，我哋市議員咧就有責任咧就向大家係報告呢啲嘢啦，同埋咧就希望令到呢個嘅市嘅呢個收稅咧嘅地稅咧係越低越好啦。咁我諗呢個咧亦都係市民關心嘅問題，所以治安咧同埋呢個財政咧，我諗係市民係關心。另外一方面嚟講咧，我亦都係呢個交通委員會嘅主席，咁樣亦都咧收到好多嘅信息咧，就係話點樣將呢個道路安全嘅問題咧係可以咧關注多啲咁樣好似行人嘅安全我哋失明人士點樣行路喺嗰度，即係等到佢哋安全更加安全另外嚟講咧喺學校方面點樣可以將一啲即係行人道咧係改善令到咧更多嘅學生咧可以好安全咁自己可以行翻去上堂咁呢啲咧亦都係市民關心嘅問題咯。咁所以好多嘅同市民貼身嘅問題咧，我哋都可以即係由市政府裏邊咧，由市議員咧係決定個政策方面嘅將來方面，好似環保方面都相當重要啦。我哋點樣可以加多啲電動車令到我哋嘅排污嘅情況咧可以得到改善啦。所以呢啲咧亦都係我哋市政府係睇到嘅。
哇，这就从您的答案就可以知道您在本地服务多年，各个项目都非常的熟。我一直记得我在2017年选举的时候，那时候我的选区刚好这个有一条街从你的选区换到了我的选区那个从化的时候，然后呢，我敲门的时候，很多人都说啊，我支持是李灿明啊，我已经支持他好多年了。我说没有，选区化了不一样了，
重新规划。
对，那华语社区很多朋友就会他觉得说有这个文化跟语言上面的联系，他喜欢支持有这样子一个联系的候选人。那我觉得您在这边服务这么多年，您有没有觉得哪一些议题是華語社區，不管是講中文啊，或廣東話，唔好意思，我嘅廣東話唔係幾好啊。那就是這個他們最需要的服務是哪一些？然後我們身為華語社區的民意代表，可以做到什麼工作？
我諗係各方面都好重要。我哋最緊要係衣食住行啊嘛。咁啊呢幾方面啦，去醫嘅話，我哋買衫去商店，我哋好多嘅商業咧，其實佢哋係由市政府係管佢嘅牌照咯。咁啊呢個係亦都係同埋呢個食咧好多個餐館啊，亦都係由市政府嘅衛生人員去睇下佢哋合唔合乎呢個規格啦。住方面當然好重要咯。我哋嘅房屋而家即係租金咁貴，點樣可以令到更多嘅家庭咧，佢哋可以減少嘅負擔啊！呢啲亦都係我哋，所以我哋有一個房屋嘅一個管理局出嚟令到咧將來咧，我哋更多可以喺區市裏邊咧建造更多嘅可負擔嘅房屋啦。咁當然行方面亦都係呢個我哋講嘅交通我哋有時出去睇下點解啲車咁塞嘅咧？咁點樣可以喺交通燈方面咧，可以令到佢哋更通順更通順咁樣更流通，令到我哋節省喺路上嘅時間咯。即係唔使嘥咁多時間喺度塞車另外一方面我剛才提到學校裏邊周邊嘅安全亦都相當重要。點解讓啲學生可以即係行翻去家長即係唔擔心？咁呢樣嘢咧，亦都係好重要咁所以喺幾方面嚟講咧，我哋市政府咧其實係好貼地省政府可能喺另外好似醫療教育方面比較即係管理，但係市裏邊咧，無論污水排污水我哋嘅食水嘅來源呢啲咧都係喺市裏邊咧係管嘅咁所以咧，無論你屋企喺某方面咧，都係。當然啦，我哋好似呢個 BC Hydro，我哋呢個嘅水電局咧就唔係我哋管嘅，所以大家如果停電嘅話咧，唔關我哋事係水電局係 BC 水電局嘅問題，所以
是的，我們真的3級政府有不同的職責，那也感謝我們李議員在我們華語社區，也在我們本地社區這麼多年，不管是從省議員到現在市議員的服務，謝謝您再上我們的節目。
咁喺度咧，
謝謝，
祝大家一個美好嘅新一年。
今天非常開心能夠邀請到我們本拿比的市長跟多位市議員來分享我們本拿比的市政服務，希望在將來的日子裡也可以帶來更多精彩有意義的節目給各位觀眾。謝謝各位觀眾觀看今天的週一詳談，我們下次再見。